Hello, everyone. We are going to be starting our service in just a moment. Welcome if you're on already, either on YouTube or on Zoom. As you can see, we already have some people here ready to participate. It's great that you have the option of coming either on Zoom or, of course, Facebook. If you're on Zoom, we invite you to be on mute the entire time, and unless you are participating in the service. And anyone who wants to participate in the service, all you have to do is call us up and say, hey, I'd like to participate in the service, and you're welcome to do so. I think everybody here, we keep everyone on gallery view to begin the service, just so everybody can wave and say Shabbat Shalom to everybody. And we'll do that at the end, and then we'll go to speaker view in a moment. We'll also put on the prayer book on the page, but you can also go to the website and go to the repaginated Mishkan Tefillah prayer book page, and then you can follow along. That is very easy to do once you get onto the page, but we'll also just have the page up for everybody. So again, Shabbat Shalom to everyone. So welcome to Lucille and Kelly and Teresa and Victor, and to Leslie and Matthew and Alan and Jess and Steve and anyone else who is on with us, Kaiten and Lucille. So Shabbat Shalom. We're going to begin our service as we turn to page 2, and there we'll find the blessing for the candles, as I'm going to have the pleasure of lighting them tonight. Now, also for those of you who are out there and don't understand the technology, and I'm just learning this as well, you'll see that the picture of me is very small compared to the actual prayer book page. You get to control that. If you want to make that picture bigger, you can make a picture bigger. If you want to make it smaller, you can make it smaller. I haven't figured out how to do it for you, but it really, so if you want to see the person reading larger, just put your arrow on it and make it larger, smaller, and the same thing. So I hope everybody sees the page now. It is page 2 in your prayer book, or page 120. For those of you who understand why they're blue numbers, the prayer book is actually in 2 forms. There's a Shabbat prayer book, and there's a prayer book for Shabbat, the holidays and the weekdays. And that book is much larger, so the page numbers do not match, because one of them has everything and one of the books only has Shabbat. So I give both page numbers. So at the bottom of the page, we see page 2 and 120, and I'll light the candles. It's our tradition to light them first. It's one of the few prayers in Judaism in which you do the action before the prayer. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kiddushanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu lahadlik ner shel Shabbat. Amen. Shabbat Shalom again, everyone. We're going to turn to page 7 now. We have these beautiful readings here, and so we're going to begin with one of them, again, page 7. And in your other prayer book, it'll be on page 125, 7 or 125, as I invite Steve to read the opening reading.
Where has this week vanished? Is it lost forever? Will I ever recover anything from it? The joy of life, the unexpected victory, the realized hope, the task accomplished? Will I ever be able to banish the memory of pain, the sting of defeat, the heaviness of boredom? On this day, let me keep for a while what must drift away. On this day, let me be free of the burdens that must return. On this day, Shabbat, abide. Help me to withdraw for a while from the flight of time. Contain the retreat of the hours and days from the grasp of frantic life. Let me learn to pause, if only for this day. Let me find peace on this day. Let me enter into a quiet world this day. On this day, Shabbat, abide.
And we will now go to page 20. Thank you very much, Steve. As we'll find Lecha Dodi, we're going to just sing the refrain tonight. Of course, this is the prayer that we welcome the Sabbath bride, page 20 or page 138 if you have the larger prayer book.
Lecha Dodi, Likrot Kala, Anei Shabbat Nekabla, Lecha Shabbat Shalom, Shabbat Shalom, Shabbat Shalom Mevorach. Shabbat Shalom, Shabbat Shalom, Shabbat Shalom Mevorach.
Now we're going to turn to page 27 as we invite Herbert to read this excerpt before we go into the Baruch Hu.
Teach me, O God, a blessing, a prayer on the mystery of a withered leaf, on ripened fruits so fair, on the freedom to see, to sense, to breathe, to know, to hope, to despair. Teach my lips a blessing, a hymn of praise, as each morning and night you renew your days. Lest my day be today as the one before, lest routines set my ways.
Thank you. And we're going to turn to the next page, page 28, or page 146, as we find the Baruch Hu. As we know, this is the call to worship. So traditionally we stand. We're going to invite anybody who would like to stand to please stand, understanding that many of us are going to choose to stay seated so that we can continue to look at our computers. Again, the Baruch Hu, the call to worship on page 28 or 146.
Baruch Hu et Adonai HaMevorach. Baruch Adonai HaMevorach leolam vaed.
Now, what you'll notice is we're going to go to page 31 or page 149. So it seems like we're skipping several pages. However, each of these prayers has the Hebrew prayer and then 3 options in English. So it actually takes up 2 pages. So we're actually not skipping any prayers. We're just choosing one of the translations or the Hebrew. So we're going to invite Jess to now lead us in our prayer of creation.
Praise to you, Adonai, our God, from whom the evening flows. Your wisdom sets the way on which time and season glide. Your breath guides the sails of the stars. Creator of the tide of time and light, you guide the current of day into night. As heaven spans to infinity, you set its course for eternity. Praise to you, Adonai, our God, from whom the evening flows. Baruch atah Adonai, Hama'ari Varavim.
And thank you, Jess, who is coming all the way from Virginia to join us. As always, it's a pleasure and honor to have you as we're going to turn to page 32 or page 150, and there invite Kelly to lead us in Ahavat Olam, our prayer of God's love.
Ahavat Olam, Beit Yisrael, Amech Avta, Torah u'mitzvot, Chukim u'mishpatim, Otanu limadeta. Al kein Adonai Eloheinu b'shokmenu, uv'komenu nesayak bechukecha, v'nismach b'divrei torachecha, u'mitzvotecha leolam va'ed, ki kem chayenu be'orech yameinu, uvahem negei yomam belayla, negei yomam belayla, v'ha'avat cha'al tasir mimenu leolamim, Baruch atah Adonai, Ohev Amo Yisrael, Ohev Amo Yisrael.
Thank you, Kelly. That was absolutely beautiful. We're going to now turn to page 34, as there we'll find the Shema, of course, the centerpiece in many ways of the Jewish religion, as we invite Kelly to lead us, page 34 or 152.
Shema Yisrael Adonai Eloheinu Adonai Echad. 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 Baruch Shem Kavod Malkuto Leolam Va'ed. Baruch Shem Kavod Malkuto Leolam Va'ed. Shema Yisrael Adonai Eloheinu Adonai Echad. Shema Yisrael Adonai Eloheinu Adonai Echad.
And if you're standing, please be seated, as we're going to continue on page 36 or page 154, as we invite Caton to lead us in Ve'ahavta. And Caton, you're still on mute, just to let you know.
Ve'ahavta et Adonai Elohecha v'kol levavcha u'v'kol nafsheka u'v'kol meodecha ve'hayu hadbarim ha'ele asher anochi mitzavcha hayom al levavecha v'shinantam levanecha v'dibarta bam v'shivtacha beitecha u'v'lechtecha b'derek u'v'shochvecha u'v'kumecha u'kshartam leod al yadecha v'hayu letotafot b'neinecha u'ketavtam al mezuzot beitecha u'b'isharecha Leman tizkaru ve'asitem et kol mitzvotai v'hitem kedoshim le'elechem ani Adonai Elohechem asher hotzeiti etchem me'eretz Mitzrayim v'hilot lachem le'ohim Ani Adonai Elohechem.
Thank you so much, Caton. And we're going to continue as we invite Leslie to read the translation on page 154 at the bottom, or page 36.
You shall love Adonai your God with all your heart, with all your soul, and with all your might. Take to heart these instructions with which I charge you this day. Impress them upon your children. Recite them when you stay at home and when you are away, when you lie down and when you get up. Bind them as a sign on your hand and let them serve as a symbol on your forehead. Inscribe them on the doorposts of your house and on your gates. Thus you shall remember to observe all my commandments and to be holy to your God. I am Adonai your God, who brought you out of the land of Egypt to be your God. I am Adonai your God.
Now we're going to continue on page 39 or page 157. As there, we're going to continue with our service. Page 39 or page 39. There, we're going to invite Herbert to read our translation. Again, 39 or 157.
In a world torn by violence and pain, a world far from wholeness and peace, give us the courage to say, Adonai, there is one God in heaven and on earth.
The high heavens declare your glory. May earth reveal your justice and love.
From bondage in Egypt, we were delivered. At Sinai, we bound ourselves to your way.
Inspired by prophets and instructed by sages, time and again we overcame oppressive forces.
Though our failings are many and our faults are great, it has been our glory to bear witness to our God, keeping alive in dark ages your vision of a world redeemed.
Let us continue to work for the day when the nations will be one and at peace. Then shall we rejoice as Israel did, singing on the shores of the sea.
Continue with Micha Mocha on the next page, page 40 or 158. And we turn to the bottom of page 43 or 161 as we invite Teresa to lead us in this prayer.
Give us a place to rest, Adonai, our God. Bring us into shelter in the soft, long evening shadows of your truth. For with you are true protection and safety, and in your presence are acceptance and gentle love. Watch over us as we go forth. Prepare for us as we return. Shelter over us your shelter of peace, over all we love, over our Jerusalem and yours. Baruch atah Adonai, havarei sukkot shalom, Elenu v'yakol amo Yisrael, v'al Yerushalayim.
Thank you very much. And we're going to continue on the next page with the Shamru at the top of the page, our prayer of the Sabbath.
The Shamru b'nei Yisrael et HaShabbat la'asot et HaShabbat לדורותם ברית עולם ביני ובין בני ישראל אותי לעולם כי ששת ימים עשה אדוני את השמיים ואת הארץ וביום השביעי שבת ויהי נפש וביום השביעי שבת ויהי נפש.
Thank you, Kelly. On page 48 and on page 166 in the alternative book, we find the Amidah. And there, of course, we find the prayer that kind of determines if a service is a service. So for those of you who'd like to rise, we'll invite you to do so. We're going to chant page 48 and page 50 together in Hebrew.
Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu v'Elohei Avotenu v'Imotenu, Elohei Avraham, Elohei Yitzchak, Elohei Yaakov, Elohei Sarah, Elohei Rivka, Elohei Rachel, Elohei Leah, Ha'el Hagadol Hagibor v'Hanora, El Elyon, Gomel Chasadim Tovim, V'Konei Hakol, V'Zocher Kastei Avot V'Imot, U'Mevi Geulah Livnei B'neihem, L'man Shemo Be'ahava, Melech Ozer U'Moshiach U'Magen, Baruch atah Adonai, Magen Avraham Ezrat Sarah. Atah Gibor Le'olam Adonai, Mechayei HaKol atah Rav Le'Oshia. Mechalkel Chaim Bechesed, Mechayei HaKol Berakamim Rabim, Somek Novelim Verofei Kolim, Umatir Asurim, Umakayim Emunato, Lishenei Afar, Michamo Kabal Givorot, Umido Melach, Melech Memit, Umakayei, Umatzmiach Yeshua, Be'eman atala hachayot hakol, Baruch atah Adonai, Mechayei hakol.
Thank you, Kelly, as we're going to turn to page 53 or page 171 as we invite Leslie to read the third paragraph of the Amidah.
Days pass and the years vanish, and we walk sightless among miracles. God, fill our eyes with seeing and our minds with knowing. Let there be moments when your presence, like lightning, illuminates the darkness in which we walk. Help us to see wherever we gaze that the bush burns unconsumed, and we, clay touched by God, will reach out for holiness and exclaim in wonder, how filled with awe is this place, and we did not know it.
Thank you, Leslie. As we turn to page 55, as we invite Jess to read our prayer for the Sabbath.
May these hours of rest and renewal open our hearts to joy and our minds to truth. May all who struggle find rest on this day. May all who suffer find solace. May all who hurt find healing on this day. May all who despair find purpose. May all who hunger find fulfillment on this day. And may this day fulfill its promise. Baruch atah Adonai mekadesh haShabbat.
Thank you very much. As we're going to turn to page 57 for the Retzei prayer, appreciating many things we have in this world, as we're going to invite Steve to read at the bottom of the page, so 57 or page 175. Steve, you're on mute still, Steve.
Sorry. You are with us in our prayer, our love, and our doubt, in our longing to feel your presence and do your will. You are the still clear voice within us. Therefore, O God, when doubt troubles us, when anxiety makes us tremble, when pain clouds the mind, we look inward for the answer to our prayers. There we may find you, and there find courage, insight, and endurance. And let our worship bring us closer to one another, that all Israel and all who seek you may find new strength for your service. Baruch atah Adonai, she'otcha levadcha yad navod.
Thank you. And we come to the penultimate prayer on page 59 or page 177, as we invite Teresa to read our prayer of thanksgiving.
God of goodness, we give thanks for the gift of life, wonder beyond words, for the awareness of soul, our light within, for the world around us, so filled with beauty, for the richness of the earth, which day by day sustains us. For all these and more, we offer thanks. Baruch atah Adonai, hatov simcha u'ka na'el lahadot.
Thank you. As we conclude the Amidah with Shalom Rav, our prayer for peace on page 60 or page 178.
Shalom Rav al Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. Shalom Rav al Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. Ki ata hu melech adon l'kol hashalom. Ki ata hu melech adon l'kol hashalom. Shalom Rav Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. Shalom Rav Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. B'tov be'enecha levarek et Amcha Yisrael. V'kol eil v'kol shah b'shlomecha. Shalom Rav al Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. Shalom Rav al Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. Tasim Leolam. Tasim Leolam.
On page 253 or page 371, we find our Misha Berach, our prayer of healing. And so if anyone would like to say the name aloud or privately, I invite you to do so. And as you say names aloud or privately of people you know are in need of healing, I'm going to say the name Shirley Barton and Eileen Goldstein, who are the aunts of Jason Rich, who both we are saying a prayer for. In the middle of the page, you find the prayer of healing, Debbie Friedman's Misha Berach.
Misha Berach Avoteinu Makor HaBraka Imoteinu. May the source of strength, who blessed the ones before us, help us find the courage to make our lives a blessing, and let us say Amen. Misha Berach Imoteinu Makor HaBraka Avoteinu. Bless those in need of healing with refuah shlema, the renewal of body, the renewal of spirit, and let us say Amen.
Let's now take a moment of private reflection. We now invite Kelly to lead us in Oseh Shalom.
Oseh Shalom Bimromav, Hu Yaseh Shalom Aleinu, De'al Kol Yisrael, Ve'imru Imru Amen. Yaseh Shalom, Yaseh Shalom, Shalom Aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael. Yaseh Shalom. Yaseh Shalom. Shalom Aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael. Yaseh Shalom. Yaseh Shalom. Shalom Aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael. Yaseh Shalom. Yaseh Shalom. Shalom Aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael.
Thank you very much, Kelly. We're going to go ahead and read one more prayer from the prayer book at this time, as we're going to turn to page 258 or 376. Again, 258 or page 376. As then we're going to say a special prayer for our congregation. Again, page 350. There we go. Sorry about that. 258 or page 376. We'll invite Lucille to lead us.
Source of all being, may the children of this congregation learn these passions from us. Love Torah, devotion and prayer, and support of the needy. May we guide with integrity, and may our leadership be in your service. May those who teach and nourish us be blessed with satisfaction, and may we appreciate their time and their devotion. Bless us with their fruits of wisdom and understanding, and may our efforts bring fulfillment and joy. Baruch atah Adonai, Sha'ot kal labad chabaya avod.
Thank you very much, Lucille. Thank you to everybody who's reading for us. We appreciate it. Shabbat Shalom to everybody who's watching on either Zoom or YouTube. We're looking forward to spending time with you during the high holidays. Before we continue our service, we always say a prayer of celebration. I didn't have anybody send anything in to me, but we'll say a prayer nonetheless, because we know there are people out there celebrating, and we want to make sure we say a prayer for them. Baruch atah Adonai. Oh, wait, Teresa has, I think, something she wants to celebrate, and maybe Steve as well.
Yeah, maybe so.
When I got married, I found out that I could very easily share birthdays with my sister-in-law. We're 2 days apart, and both of us have birthdays next week.
Well, happy
So Rhonda
birthday
and
to
I both
both
have
of you.
birthdays next week. And we're both 21 again.
Mazel tov. Steve, how about you?
So yesterday was my 37th wedding anniversary.
Happy anniversary. I saw that on Facebook.
Thank you.
Congratulations to both of you, and give Janet our best. Anybody else? Well, Lucille also wants to share. Fabulous.
So I had cataract surgery, and this is the first time I can read the service online.
Mazel tov on both eyes, and now you can read that's awesome. That must be quite an impressive change. So congratulations on the successful surgery. I see Steve has put up the clap symbol for you. So let's say a Shechianu for you, and for Steve, and for Teresa and Herbert. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, Shechianu v'kiyamanu v'higianu lazman hazeh. Blessed are you, eternal God, ruler of the world, creates us, sustains us, and brings us to times of great joy, as we say, Amen. So Shabbat Shalom to everyone. Just a reminder that tomorrow night we do have Slichas at 9 p.m. And next Friday night we will not have these services, because obviously next Friday night is Rosh Hashanah evening. So we'll have a synagogue service for Rosh Hashanah morning, plus the family service and Tashlich, and then plus second day Rosh Hashanah. What hasn't gone out yet, or is just going out, is that a week from Sunday, we will have a live shofar blowing on the second day of Rosh Hashanah at 3:30 in front of Monterey Square. And so it's a mitzvah to come and blow the shofar. So if anybody else would like to come, we invite you to do so. We're also sending out all the places that congregation Agudat Achim is blowing the shofar, because they're blowing it around the community. Most of them are at 3 o'clock. So if it's too far to come in here, they have it all over from South Carolina to the landings. So if you'd like to hear live shofar blowing, you can go to those places, mostly at 3, I think one's at 4, or come to Monterey Square at 3:30. And hopefully everybody will join us, because it is a mitzvah, they hear the live shofar blowing. So it's nice to be able to do so as long as we're spread apart, which I know we will. So safe undertakings. We are looking forward to our first virtual service ever. Just a little explanation of what we've been doing. We decided to go full force, 130%, the pedal to the metal. And so we have over 80 pieces of music that were recorded. We have over 75 people who are participating and who have almost all been recorded. We have, I think, 2 left to record. We have an incredible range of musicians from E. Cantori, from Cantor Marshall Portnoy and his choir in Philadelphia, which will be doing the bulk because E. Cantori could not get together because of the COVID to do any recordings for us. So we had to remaster something they had done before. Kelly, of course, will be singing. Marco Lawanda will be singing. We have a special guest who will be singing one beautiful prayer at the end of Rosh Hashanah evening. We also have had to make a lot of edits for how things are being done, since we can't have 6 people holding the Torah for Kol Nidre in front of Steve and Elijah playing, because obviously we're not allowing anybody at the Bima to be next to anybody unless they're next to a family member, which we're able to do one special thing tomorrow night with the group. So it's going to be incredible way with music, with videos added during the music. We're going to have special tashlich with people sending in videos, a fun family service on both Rosh Hashanah and Yom Kippur. We'll be having all the other services. And of course, we'll have our drive-in Sukkot service, which will be held at a church. The information's been sent out, in which you just drive in. You sit in your car for the whole service. You can listen to it on the radio or on the speaker. We'll have a lunch there if you order ahead. And if you have kids, we'll give you projects for them to do that are not messy in the car. So when you leave, you can drop it off, and we can use that stuff to decorate the sukkah that we'll have up for Congregation Mikveh Israel, since we're not having any events in it this year. So we're sorry we're not going to be all together for the holidays, but the holidays are about being together as a community in whatever manner you can. And in other time periods when issues like this arose, people just had to stay home and unfortunately didn't have the way to connect. Today, because of technology, we do have that way. If you have any questions about how to handle the technology, please let us know. All the prayer books will be online for everybody, but if you want hard copies, we are ordering for people. And for certain services, we've actually got permission to make our own copies. So if you call us, you can just pick up about 5 of the services for the holidays. We've made the books from the prayer book that we use, the Sinai Revised. They gave us permission to reprint it any way we wanted. So going out of the way to do this, we'll be using the Mishkan Tefillah also, and you'll see that online as well. So we're doing our very best to create a wonderful high holiday environment. We know it's going to be a new thing for everyone, but I think it's going to be beautifully done. And again, we didn't want to be a community that simply said, let's pay $1,000 or $5,000 and get a service from somewhere else, because anybody could do that. We wanted to make sure to have something unique and not to skimp on the participation. So if you didn't get to participate this year, please let us know, and hopefully you'll get to participate next year. And again, Shabbat Shalom. Thank you to everybody. And remember Slichos again tomorrow night. It should be beautiful. We don't have the food, the dinner beforehand, but we will have a short program with the cantor, Marshall Portnoy, with playing a few pieces from Johnny Mercer, kind of to bring it around to us. So it should be nice. And again, you can sit in your bed or sit in the couch or sit in your room. You can wear suits or shorts, whatever feels comfortable this year. And that's kind of unique. So again, Shabbat Shalom to everybody. And hopefully we'll see you. And to make it easy again for everybody, High Holiday services, everything will be on YouTube. So you can find it all there, which we felt was the easiest venue for people to find. So we look forward to seeing you there. And Shabbat Shalom, Chag Sameach, Shana Tova for everyone. I hope you enjoy apples and honey, and we hope you will have an easy fast. We're going to continue now at the bottom of page 282, as we're going to sing the Elenu. For those of you who would like, again, we'd like you to rise. It's also on page 586. Again, we're going to sing Elenu, and it's the one at the bottom of the page as I invite Kelly to lead us.
עלינו לשבח לאדון הכל, לתת גדולה ליוצר בראשית, שלא עשנו כגויי הארצות, ולא שמנו כמשפחות האדמה, שלא שם חלקנו כהם, וגורלנו ככל המונם, ואנחנו קוראים ומשתחווים ומודים לפני מלך מלכי המלכים הקדוש ברוך הוא.
And we continue on page 287 or page 591 with the Ne'emar.
ונאמר והיה אדוני למלך על כל הארץ ביום ההוא יהיה אדוני אחד ושמו אחד.
We're now going to turn to page 291 or page 595, as we're going to invite Caton Smith to sing There Are Stars Above, which is a prayer often used before Kaddish. He is going to be singing it in memory of his mother-in-law, Lucille's mother, whose name we'll read in a moment. So then again, if you haven't heard it, you're in for a treat because it really is a beautiful thing. If you have not heard the phrase "there are stars," it is also called Yesh Kochavim in Hebrew, and you may have heard of it that way. Again, page 291 or page 595.
יש כוכבים שאורם מגיע ארצה, רק כאשר הם עצמם עבדו בעינם. יש אנשים שזיו זכרם מאיר, כאשר הם עצמם אינם עוד בתוכנו. אורות אלה המבהיקים בחשכת העיר, הם שמראים לאדם את הדרך, הם שמראים לאדם את הדרך. There are stars up above, so far away we only see their light long, long after the star itself is gone. And so it is with people that we loved. Their memories keep shining ever brightly, though their time with us is done. But the stars that light up the darkest night, these are the lights that guide us as we live our days. These are the ways we remember. As we live our days. These are the ways we remember.
Thank you, Caton. That was just beautiful. Now, before we read the introduction to Kaddish, I'm going to invite us to go to page 258 or page 376, as I'm going to invite Lucille to read the prayer for our country, as again, we honor all those who died on this day 19 years ago Again, I'm going to invite everyone to turn to page 258 or page 376. Lucille is going to begin with the word "O Guardian" as we honor the memory of those who died in 9/11.
O guardian of life and liberty, may our nation always merit your protection. Teach us to give thanks for what we have by sharing it with those who are in need. Keep our eyes open to the wonders of creation and alert to the care of the earth. May we never be lazy in the work of peace. May we honor those who have died in defense of our ideals. Grant our leaders wisdom and forbearance. May they govern with justice and compassion. Help us all to appreciate one another and to respect the many ways that we may serve you. May our homes be safe from affliction and strife, and our country be sound in body and spirit. Amen.
Amen. And now we turn to page 293 as we prepare for Kaddish. Bottom of the page. It's also page 597. Our thoughts now turn to those who have departed this earth, our own loved ones, those whom our friends and neighbors have lost, the martyrs of our people, whose graves are unmarked, and those of every race and nation whose lives have been a blessing to humanity. As we remember them, we meditate on the meaning of love and loss, of life and death. As we take a moment first to honor the memory of, again, those who died in 9/11, we also remember those who gave their lives this past week as members of our armed forces. We remember the yahrzeit anniversary of Max Beck Jr., Abraham J. or A.J. Cohen Sr., Warner Danziger, Norton Gilman, Estelle Agranet Grossman, Helene Herman Harris, Matt Kessel, Albert Rosenthal Marks Jr., Kalman P. Mendel, Grace D.C. Mendes, Joy Mendes, Valmore S. Mopper, Jules B. Weatherhorn, Louis Wolf, Adeline Moses Wolf, and Helen Zuckerman. We honor their memories. For those of you who also have someone you would like to say, we invite you to say it aloud or privately at this time. The Kaddish praise is found on page 294 or 598. For those who would like to rise, we invite you to do so. Yitkadal v'yitkadash shemei rabbah. V'almad yivrach yiruteh v'yamlich malchuteh. V'chayachon v'yomechon v'chayadechol beit Yisrael. B'agalav v'zman kariv v'yamru amen. Yehei shmei rabbah mevarach l'olam ol me'omaya. Yitparach v'yishtabach v'yitpar v'yitramam v'yitnaseh. V'yitadar v'yitalev v'yitalal shemei dekudusha brechu. Leila min kol berchata v'shirata, tupechata v'nechamata, tamiram v'alma v'yimru amen. Yehei shlama rabba min shemaya, v'chaim Elenu ve'al kol Yisrael v'yimru amen. Osei shalom b'marav, u'ya'aseh shalom, Elenu ve'al kol Yisrael v'yimru amen. May the source of peace send peace to those who are in need and harmony to those on high as we say amen. Thank you again, everyone, for volunteering to participate in our service. Thank you, and I'll show everybody. Thank you to Lucille and to Caton and to Kelly, Herbert, and to Teresa and Leslie. And thank you to Steve, and thank you to Jess, and thank you to everybody else who's joining us on Speaker View and on Community View on Zoom. Shabbat Shalom. We wish everyone all the best. We're going to conclude with Lechi Lach, which can be found on page 341 or page 645. Again, 341 or 645. Before we do, though, I want you to turn to your neighbors and wish them a Shabbat Shalom. We'll put on gallery view and everybody can say Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat Shalom, everybody.
Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat
Shabbat
shalom.
And
shalom.
we'll go ahead now. Shabbat Shalom, everyone. And now we're going to go ahead and invite Kelly to lead us in Lechi Lach. Again, page 341. As I now put it on share screen, so everybody should be able to see it. It's at the top of the page, 341 or 645.
land that I will show you. Lech lecha, to a place you do not know. Lech ilach, on your journey I will bless you, and you shall be a blessing. You shall be a blessing. You shall be a blessing. Lech ilach. Lech ilach, and I shall make your name great. Lech lecha, and all shall praise your name. Lech ilach, to the place that I will show you. L'simchat chaim, l'simchat chaim, l'simchat chaim, lech ilach. You shall be a blessing. You shall be a blessing. We shall be a blessing. Lech ilach.
Shabbat shalom again to everyone. For those of you who have wine or grape juice and challah, we're now going to take out our cup of grape juice or wine. Anybody else can join me. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam borei peri hagafen. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kitshanu b'mitzvotav v'ratzavanu v'shabbat kadsho v'ahava uvratzon chinchilanu zikaron l'maseh v'reishit ki hu yom techila l'mikrai kodesh zecher letziat mitzrayim kivanu v'acharta yotanu kidashta mikol hamim v'shabbat kodshecha v'ahava uvratzon hinchaltanu Baruch atah Adonai mikadesh Shabbat. Amen. L'chaim. And now this beautiful challah, yummy, that has just been waiting to be eaten. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam hamotzi lecha min haaretz. Amen. Again, everyone, please say Shabbat Shalom, Shana Tova. We look forward to seeing you in the coming weeks for thy holidays. If you have any questions about what to do, schedule, prayer books, we're sending in a video. Please call the office or call me anytime. We want to make sure we get all this in because we will be editing everything this coming week. So again, everyone, please say Shabbat Shalom, Shana Tova.
Shabbat
Kelly, would you play
Shalom.
us some good
Shabbat
music?
Shalom.
Shabbat
Great to
Shalom.
Happy
see
New
you
Year.
all.
Have a good year.
And we'll see you for high holidays,
Stay
Shabbat
healthy.
and Rosh Hashanah next Friday night. Kelly, perfect. You guys in a bit. Shabbat Shalom, Shana Tova. Give my best to the families.